What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, November 1st, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. New moon in Scorpio today for this Friday, and it is definitely going to kick this month of November off with a boom. This is volatile. This is intense. This is, usually new moons are pretty chill, but this is kind of kicking off a lunation that is kind of anything but chill. So, bless our souls. No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of things, but you're gonna be okay. If you're strong and identified with who you are, you'll be fine. If you don't know who you are and you're lost and you're taking advice from a black screen or a TV or something that's Capricorn related, like the government, well, part of me does have a lot of empathy, and I feel bad because it's gonna be a show of a lifetime. But anyways, let's look at this new moon in Scorpio. Oh my God, a new moon. Moon's in fall position. Mars is in fall position. We are in a big opposition. 29-29, the anaretic degrees of Capricorn and Cancer, with both the rulers, both the dispositors of Scorpio, Mars and Pluto, just adding to the volatility. Let's not forget, too, that 9, which is the degree this new moon will be at, is the degree of Mars. It is the degree of endings. Cycles change at 9. So there is so much cord cutting that needs to go on in our lives and metamorphosis. And I think that that's what's really, key to remember right now is that you are metamorphosizing, evolving, growing. This is enhancing our spiritual nature, the depth and the reach that we can go inside of ourselves. And I think that that's one of the most, powerful things about this is if you can identify with yourself and identify with your soul and find your power that is not related or correlated to outcomes in the world, outcomes with other people. Oh yeah, there's a lot that can be grown from, learned from, understood, deeply sort of grasped. And there are plenty of things that you can hold on to during this time that will put you right in the driver's seat of your life. But we're definitely closing out a solar eclipse. It was with the South Node in Libra at 10 degrees. And we have Juno, the asteroid of relationships, Jupiter's wife, in exact square to Pluto, in exact square to Mars, where we saw that moon yesterday in those exact squares for Halloween. And there's just big people changes in frequency. And it's, you got to think too, we're 18 and a half days away from Pluto coming into Aquarius for 20 years and leaving Capricorn for the rest of our lives. And Aquarius is a frequency. So there's so much depth of finding our own frequency, becoming our own authority, and revolutionizing, and innovating in our own way, in our own uniqueness. And just don't be surprised if you get tested, with people leaving, people coming, people, there's so much that life is such a magnet in these times. It's always a magnet, but the magnet is super strong right now. And Capricorn rules destiny. And there is destiny with Pluto here opposite Mars that's trying to activate and come into your life, whether it's you realizing your own power or whether it's people that are going to come in and enhance your powers. And likewise, people that are not enhancing your powers, well, look, I'm sorry, they're in a place where they're not supposed to be there anymore. Contract's up, contract void, see you later. It's all good. And that's where we have to find ourselves right now, because if we're so attached to a person, place, or thing over the next lunation and even just the rest of this year, we're forcing this magnet of similar polarity, two positives or two negatives. When they come together, they don't come together. I don't know if you ever flipped a magnet around and watch one shoot across the table. I used to do it all the time. Super fun. But when it's a positive and a negative, these things are sucked together like crazy. And we're in this time where certain things are going to get sucked to you like crazy. And it can be sticky and deep and penetrating and desirable. But it's also where some magnets are not in the right polarity to be sucked together with another person's magnetic field and yours, or a job, or gosh, there's so many ways it can go right now. But you have to let the things that the polarity has flipped from your frequency, you have to let them shoot across the table right now. And I'm telling everybody, if you can be cool with that, you're going to do so much better. And you're going to feel free, and you're going to feel like you're just doing what's right for yourself. And if you're going to hold on for dear life and clutch till the death, and you can pry this person, place, or thing from my cold, dead fingers, well, I hate to break it to you, but the universe and God will pry it from your fingers. And it will break your fingers prying it, and you will be in pain, and it will hurt. And it doesn't have to be that way. And this is a deep sort of soul test of ultimately even surrender with Saturn in Pisces, which is dispositing this Pluto finishing up, which this is the last new moon we get with Pluto in Capricorn for the rest of our lives. The last full lunation with that energy there. Disposited by Saturn in Aquarius. And if you don't think you have to like give it up to God right now and stop trying to control, because this can deal with control too. Oh, I want to control this situation. I want to control this person. I want to be controlled. Like, if you can't let go of that and surrender and let God take control to bring what's meant to be brought into your life, and to take from you what is no longer meant to be in your life, you will struggle. You will feel just left in the cold by the universe, and you'll be like, why, universe? And it's so funny, because we're going to be in this sorrow and this, oh, why me, with Chiron in Aries and a South Node in Libra, of wanting peace and balance right now and not feeling strong enough or assertive enough to go get the life that we're meant to have, that we're going to be blaming God and playing a martyr and playing the victim and playing the powerlessness. And this is like a good reminder to dig deep right now for this lunation. Dig deep into your soul to find your power. And it is not correlated or related to any person, place, or thing. It is you. And that's where we got to be dialed in. Like these asteroids, right? Like Juno, square Pluto, square Mars, Eros, the asteroid of passion, sexual energy in Scorpio with a new moon in Scorpio. I mean, this is like the energy of wanting something so desperately and so badly, but it's opposite Uranus. And with these squares to Pluto and Mars with Juno and just their opposition in general, I hate to break it to you, but we don't get everything we want. We don't get everything we think our ego desires. We get what we deserve and what we're meant to have, and that's above our pay grade. And part of life is just living and experiencing so that we can actually be that magnetic attraction for what we need and what's supposed to come in. And this is a starch reminder with Venus also opposite Jupiter, which can leave us to believe, especially with Venus in Jupiter's sign of Sagittarius, leave us to believe that we can have everything we want right now. We can have everything that's going to make us feel good on this journey through life. And that's just the thing, is if our ego's in the way with Mars opposite Pluto and we just think we have complete control, we're going to get spun around. But if we're in a place where we're just open and letting things happen, and we're able to receive love and able to give love, and we are finding that balance within ourselves because we're identified and we're strong, and we are going to assert through life as we know that we need to right now, then yes, there's benefits and there's so many cool things that are going to come. Like I said, the magnet's strong right now, and some things are going to get attracted to you intensely and beautifully, and they are going to be the wish. They are going to be the desire. But we have to just be open and stop trying to force so much, because this is going to test us about how bad we're forcing something in life right now that's not meant to be there. And you're going to see, the more you're forcing something, forcing the peg into the square hole or the square into the round hole, the more we're doing that, the more we're just hurting ourselves and maybe even people around us. And we don't want to necessarily do that to ourselves or people that we do care about or desire or love or feel deeply emotionally connected to. So this is a great opportunity to release control, to end a cycle in your life that is dealing with control so that you can be in divine control of the flow state that you're supposed to be in, so that you can be deeply passionate and connected and merged with everything in life that you're supposed to be merged with, and that you can let go and let things die that have no more purpose in your life. They do not matter anymore. They mattered. Not taking anything away from the past. Things matter. But we have to be open to the transformation of the biggest shifts that we've seen in a long time. It's going to be a different world 20 years from now. It could be a different world by the end of this year. We don't know what the future is going to bring with Pluto coming into Aquarius. All we know is that Aquarius is fixed on fixing. So where there's issues and where there's power dynamics in the world and where things are not fair for humanity, they are going to meet their maker. There will be some sense of justice in our lives at some point. But there's got to be a revolution within ourselves first. And this is where we are more in line with our deep power, our deep intuitive connection to something bigger that's going to guide us to everything that is magnetically right for us to osmosize, bring into our life so that we can merge with what we're supposed to be and how we can be strong and identified. Venus is also trining Chiron. And I think that this is where our self-love and our value, especially with Chiron and Aries, and our relationships to ourselves and our strengths and what we have capacity for and what we're good at and what we want to manifest, if we are open right now to just letting what's supposed to be and not forcing too hard on the journey because of some kind of a power control or dynamic that we have within ourselves about controlling outcomes, there's so much healing and strength and so much exploration of a more powerful version of you. And this is the opportunity to realize that powerful version of you that is ultimately so flexible. Remember how flexible humans are? Some of you probably know. Some of you probably do yoga and you're as flexible as all hell. You could bend into a pretzel. And, I'm very rigid. I have a lot of Capricorn. I'm not very flexible. I am, though, with life and when changes take place. And we need to be flexible right now. We need to be open to everything that's meant to be and open to everything that's not meant to be. Find our way, find our authority, find ourselves, and really merge deeply with that so that this journey can bring us so much empowerment and merging with outside resources. And that's what Scorpio is here to bring too, is the outside resource. But man, when we start to rely on the outside resource and we lose track of ourselves and we forget our self-worth and our value and who we are in our own capacities, we give up our power and then something will leave us and something will change and we forget and we get scared. We don't want to be scared right now. So the more you can dig deep into your well right now, the better off you'll be. Because there's people, places, and things that are going to come in and amplify the hell out of your life. Crap out of it. But only if you have room for that. Because if you're too full of a bunch of things that are just sucking your power, you're not going to just magically wake up to the, oh my God, something wants to come in and help me. You have to help yourself. And when you help yourself, the frequency of that will bring more of that energy into your life in some form or another. So keep all that in mind. Don't stop being a dreamer. Mercury is still trine Neptune. Mars is still trine Neptune. There's still a big grand trine here. Our mind is so powerful. And if we have a good mental state right now, with the Mercury also sextile Pluto, big energy. If we have a strong mind in life right now, it will take you so far because you'll be able to be adaptable and mutable and make the necessary quick adjustments without getting too emotionally attached or scared or fearful or, lack of some form of confidence in your life. But you'll feel quite the opposite because your mental fortitude is strong. You'll feel confident. You'll feel comfortable. You'll feel ready for whatever changes have to take place in your life so that you can grow and transform into the soul you came here to be. And that is why this is such a powerful new moon. And I hope and pray that you all embody that energy. See what the card is for this new moon. Hope you all had a great holiday. Hope you had a great Halloween. Samhain. Dia de los Muertos. Appreciate and love you all. All right, let's see what we got here. The Eight of Swords in reverse. God, the Eight of Swords in reverse. I am a fan of the Eight of Swords because I feel like it's when we're finally able to walk away. Finally able to get out of weird situations that hold us back, that are kind of like mental traps. It's a massage parlor. Oh, it's a hotel room and he's naked with a newspaper. This deck is so silly. Got the exit sign. We have to know when to exit things. That's the big thing. We have to know when to exit. Just get out. Stop keeping ourselves trapped. This is one of like probably the lunation, the 28.5 days here of like some of the biggest karmic traps that we could mentally get ourselves in and that can just keep us trapped, naked and afraid in some room that we put ourselves in internally. And everything's right there for us to see and to acknowledge and to escape from. So we don't need to be blind to that. We're all going to know it. So embrace your knowing and embrace your power to get out when you need to get out and to get in when you know you need to get in. I love you all. Have a beautiful Friday. I'll see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.